Winning numbers today are 3, 7, 9, 11, and 16. The solution for this one, you have to let the negative exponent of 2 act upon each of these in here. Not just the variables, but also the constants. So on the top you'll have 2 to the negative 2 power, and then x to the negative 8th, y to the negative 12th, over 3 to the negative 2 power, x to the negative 4th, y to the negative 8th. Then simplify where you can by moving from top to bottom or vice versa. Everything on the top here is negative, so it's going to have to go to the bottom. So you'll have 2 to the 2nd, x to the 8th, and y to the 12th on the bottom. Everything here on the bottom is negative, so it must go up to the top. That will give you 3 squared, x to the 4th, y to the 8th. Now simplify this. 3 squared and 2 squared. That's 9 over 4. And then you still have x to the 4th, y to the 8th, over x to the 8th, y to the 12th. Now simplify the exponents. Your 9 and the 4 will stay, but here you have x to the 4th over x to the 8th. That's x to the 4th on the bottom, because the larger exponent is on the bottom. That's where the x stays. 8 minus 4 is 4. And then y to the 8th over y to the 12th is y to the 4th on the bottom, because the y to the 12th is the greatest. It's on the bottom. That's where the y stays. 12 minus 8 is 4. 9 over 4x to the 4th, y to the 4th should be the answer. For your solution here, you need to start off with 5, actually with a white marker, 5 to the negative 3rd, x to the positive 6th, y to the negative 18th, over 3 to the negative 3rd, x to the negative 3rd, y to the positive 6th. And now you have to simplify. You have on the top, here you have a 5 to a negative 3rd power and a y to a negative 18th. So on the bottom, you should have 5 to the 3rd and y to the 18th. The x to the 6th stays on top. It's positive. Now on the bottom, you have 3 to the negative 3rd. That's got to go to the top and become 3 to the 3rd. You also have an x to the negative 3rd that goes to the top and make it x to the 3rd. But the y to the 6th stays on the bottom. Now 3 to the 3rd power is 27, and 5 to the 3rd power is 125. So you have x to the 6th, x to the 3rd, and then y to the 18th, y to the 6th left over to simplify. On the top it should be 27x to the 9th. On the bottom, 125, y to the 24th. Your first step on this one is to have 3 to the negative 2 power, x to the 8th, y to the negative 12th, over 10 to the negative 2, x to the 4th, y to the 4th. Now simplify where you can by moving negative exponents. You have 3 to the negative 2 on top. On the bottom, that's 3 squared, and y to the negative 12th. That'll go to the bottom and become y to the 12th. The x to the 8th stays on top. On the bottom, you have 10 to the negative 2. That goes to the top, becomes positive. And then you have an x to the 4th and y to the 4th on the bottom that are both positive. They stay behind. Come up here and simplify. You'll have 100 x to the 8th over 9 x to the 4th, y to the 4th, y to the 12th. And simplify your exponents. The top stays the same. On the bottom you have x to the 4th and then y to the 16th. Yeah, we have to cancel out here on the x to the 8 and x to the 4th, so that should be 100x to the 4th on the top, and on the bottom 9y to the 16th.
I'm dyslexic. That's not what I said.